This video was brought to you by no one, but it could have been brought to you by you. Stick around to the end to figure out how you can get my videos early and ad-free, get your name in the credits, and more. Your housemate is into humanity. Like, he is really into it. Why does that matter? Well, it's not because he's your friend, although he is your friend. You have lots of friends. One is into Animal Crossing, another Battlefield, another Warhammer 40,000, another Dungeons & Dragons, and another Balatro. But none of these matter to you like humanity. Maybe it's because you'll know he'll probably write about it. He writes about the things he likes. He's weird like that. A nerd, or a geek, even. And because you're a good friend, when he asks you to proofread the essay, you probably will. Still though, that isn't why it matters. You think that it's significant for mainly two reasons. One is that it impacts you. You and him have experienced games together before. When you're not playing Scribblenauts or Mario Kart, you're sat adjacently behind him. You are drawing, or studying, or finishing an assignment, maybe last minute, whilst he is playing a game that you can watch. You've sat there whilst he played Rainworld, which is, quite literally, his favourite game. You thought that it was pretty, and hell, you even made him a figure of the game's protagonist. But the impact on you wasn't comparable to what's happened recently. The prior game you watched was Still Wakes the Deep. You don't typically play horror games, or even most games at all, but this was a fun experience to share with your housemate, even if it was as though you were a viewer to his stream and only occasionally chiming in. You both reference the game a lot now and have a reference for its atmosphere and environment, and, at least in part, it might be because you both live together in England. The community and the crappy weather were things you both recognised, and whilst the Scottish oil rig wasn't quite homely, neither of you were the kind of player who needed subtitles to understand the game's Scottish accents. You don't reference humanity, and you don't talk about it much, but your housemate does. Very little about humanity was familiar to you, and the soundtrack exemplified this perfectly. You sat there whilst he played it, working on your art and your degree. The music is in your head, against your volition. You're both autistic, but your reactions to this were different. The soundtrack has friction, and you found it abrasive, requiring headphones to focus on your work in fear of sensory issues. He was the opposite. Humanity was in his head, and he loved it. Reason 2 for why it matters that your housemate is into humanity is that it controls him. You know that this sounds hyperbolic, but there really is no better way to describe it. He's ranted about how the game surprised him, how it tapped into all of his interests with a cerebral and weird soundtrack, with an existential but hopeful narrative, with a Lemmings gameplay premise and a soccer band gameplay execution. Some of these terms were new to you, and you'll probably forget them in a month, but you let him rant at the time anyway. He said that he hears and sees the game when he's in bed, or on the train, or walking to university, or just closing his eyes. He said that he tries to navigate the game's plot and themes often, and when he's not doing that, he's just optimizing the gameplay in his head. This made you think about something else he told you, something he took from a book and film that he holds dear to him. This made you think about how there's nothing closer to the truth than a thought, and how you can't fake a thought. He took this from Ian Reid's I'm Thinking of Ending Things and the Charlie Kaufman movie that came after. You think about how much meaning that quote has to you now. If all your housemate was thinking about was humanity, if every critical and visual and abstract and egotistical thought in his head was humanity, if the gameplay was being perfectly replicated in his head as though humanity was coded for the neural network of your housemate's nervous system and not for the computer operator system of an Xbox, then humanity has control. Humanity is your housemate's truth. You know that this sounds hyperbolic, but there really is no better way to describe it. You could joke that it's not that your housemate is into humanity, but that humanity is into him. But it's more than that. He is thinking about nothing more than humanity. Thus, so are you. You never spoke to him about how the game made you feel, and he only knew from you that you found the music annoying and couldn't focus with it on. You never told him that you thought about what T was thinking, and that the game impacted you as well as him, and that it mattered that you and humanity had a disequilibrium in his mind despite you living with him. He assumed those things, he wrote them down. Your housemate wrote them down because he wanted to write about humanity and wasn't sure of an angle. How do you write about humanity? It feels important and powerful, but you play as a dog. It's made by the same people as your housemate's third favourite Tetris game. Your housemate has imagined you, puppeted by a game about a dog puppeting people. You are ruled by humanity, and he lets humanity take control. Your housemate recently bought a virtual reality headset discounted from a second-hand shop, the Oculus Quest 3S. He told you that there is another version of humanity available on the headset. You thought about how much worse it could have been had humanity been the only thing he could have thought about, could have seen, could have interacted with, and could have heard whilst playing. You thought about it some more. At least you wouldn't have had to hear the music. And you think about it some more. Maybe not much would have changed, you think. Thank you for making it this far into the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. If you didn't enjoy the video and you somehow made it this far into it spite watching or something, then just leave a like out of spite and maybe spite subscribe as well. On my Patreon right now I have a low effort video where I give a rant about something that I think is cool about humanity. You can watch that right now on Patreon or in a week on my second channel on YouTube. If you would like access to that video and more, or you just want to support me, then you should join my Patreon. There are various tiers with various rewards that I'm going to go through quickly now. For £2 a month, you can be one of my mighty fine patrons. It's roughly the price of a Monster Energy drink a month. For £3 a month, the price of a tub of butter, let's say, you could be one of my excessively kind financiers. For £5 a month, the price of a Happy Meal, you could be one of my boastfully generous philanthropists. And finally, for £10 a month, you could be one of my magnanimous money magicians. So that's the price of a meal at Wetherspoons or Taco Bell if pubs aren't your thing. If you want to know where your money is going, then I will have a video upload to YouTube on this channel in a week where I will go through the kind of videos I'm going to be making, how the different channels I have operate, what my Patreon does. Again, I'll go through it again, although you've just heard it here. And if you're not a big fan of subscriptions, I'm sorry I can't offer a reward, but you can just throw me money on Ko-fi.